Hold up. Yeah.
Swirl.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I know you read that title. This video is so exciting. I am so happy that this ended up happening in my favor, and if you guys are here just to see her and the gorgeous beautiful ragdoll that I have got my hands on, then I will put the time lapse inside of the description box below. But if you want to hear the story, how I got her, how much it cost, just in general what a ragdoll is, then keep on watching. So it started off with a kind of funny story. I moved to South Dakota. Me and my husband wanted a pet. We knew we wanted a pet. It is almost impossible to find kittens down in this state. It's so different because being from South Carolina, moving from South Carolina to South Dakota, it's a different situation. South Carolina has cats roaming the streets, cats in parks, pet stores. If you want a cat, it's very simple to get your hands on a cat. People always have kittens down there, very frequent. When I moved here, it was impossible to find a cat, like a kitten. We wanted a kitten. Like, no pet stores had kittens. They had like grown park. There'll be people just walking around with kittens in their hands, like, hey, yeah, I'm giving away free kittens. You could literally find them on Craigslist. Anywhere you look, people are selling just giving away kittens, not even selling them. Pet shops we had to put in an application, explain why we want a cat. Have we ever had a cat before? You know, where we live, if it's a safe environment around like safe people. It was so different for me. I'm like, for a cat, like, I mean, I understand like it's animals are really important to take care of and things like that, but to me that was so different for me. Let me go ahead and fix my camera just a little. It's like kind of strange. Okay, so that was so different for me. So skip to, we end up not being able to get a cat from the pet shops that were down here. So because people kept snatching them, basically, let me just say it that way. Like every time we would like look at a cat, we're like, oh, we like this one. We would fill out the application and then we would get like a call like, oh, this cat is not available anymore. This person had somebody purchased the cat before you or got the cat before you. And we're like, oh my gosh. So we were like, that's not gonna work. We went to Craigslist, and I'm like, Craigslist, usually people have cats, pets galore that they're trying to give away, or even for a little fee, rehoming fee. So we did that. I seen a couple of cats. There was only like 3 or 4 people saying they had kittens, but I was like, that's better than nothing. So they didn't have any pictures of the cats. So one of them said, we have a free kitten in Sioux Falls. That's the area that I live in. And it said it's just a small rehoming fee. So I was like, okay. So they were like, text this number if you're interested. I texted the number. I was like, hi, I'm interested in the cat that you said you had on Craigslist. You know, can I have some pictures if that's okay? What kind of cat is it? And how much is the rehoming fee? So the person wrote back and they're like, oh yeah, it's a ragdoll, and the rehoming fee is $450. So I was like, what? I'm like, okay. To me, like I said, I'm used to getting free kittens. I never thought in a million years I would pay anything for a cat, honestly, because like I said, every cat I've ever had growing up, I've had kittens my whole life. They were all free. Like, we would just be at like a store, or we'd see them walking down the road, or our friends would have kittens and they would just give us kittens. Or my cat, like all my cats would have kittens, and I would just give away kittens like around my like area. Like, we would always, every cat we ever had was free. So I was just like, $450, okay. So I'm like, can I see a picture of the cat? So he sent this picture, and I'm gonna put it on the screen of the cat, the picture he sent me. And that cat in that picture sold me. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this cat is gorgeous. I've never seen anything like this. I was just amazed, like obsessed. I was just like, oh my god, imagine walking around with this cat. Imagine just like petting this cat, Instagramming this cat, whatever, like just people coming in your house and just seeing this cute cat walking around, like, oh my god, this cat is gorgeous. Like, it was the most beautiful cat I've ever seen in my life. So I was like, $450 is not that bad. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm considering getting this cat for $450. I talked to my husband. My husband was just like me, like, I do not want to spend $450 on no cat. So I was like, but look at the cat though, it's so cute. Like, trying to convince him. He was like, all right, ask him, you know, when can we get the cat? We will buy the cat. So we started talking to him. We were like, yes, we're interested. I guess it was a guy, I'm not sure. And he was like, okay. So then it started becoming a little fishy. Like, he ended up being a scam, because I sent the picture to my sister and she was like, oh yeah, that's a ragdoll. I've been looking at getting a ragdoll for a long time. Yeah, they're beautiful cats. I didn't know what kind of cat it was. Like I said, I just knew the cat was gorgeous. And so I was like, okay. So I looked up a ragdoll. They actually say on Google that it ranges from $1,000 to $2,000. So they're not anything under usually $1,000. So to me, I'm like, $450 compared to $1,000 is a really big stretch. But I'm like, maybe this person just really wants to get rid of their cat. I don't know. The person seemed very fake. Like, you can tell that they weren't serious, like they weren't real or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, this is strange. And then they wanted me to pay, I think, in advance. I was like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to pay for a cat that I don't have my hands on. I'm not paying you $450 if I don't have the cat in my hands, you know what I mean? So I think I was like, this is fake. My heart was crushed pretty much after that. I was just like, man, I really thought I was gonna get this beautiful cat. So after that, I really never forgot about the cat. I just was like thinking about it every day of my life. Like, I just really want a ragdoll. Oh my gosh. So I started really looking like through like breeders. So yeah, I wanted this cat. I never forgot about this cat. So I went on Facebook. I realized you had to go through a breeder. So I was trying to find a breeder. I'm looking at ragdolls near me. I'm finding all sorts of sites that sell ragdolls. I came across another, like, a couple of scams. Like, people were literally trying to sell these cat, but they were going through email. So I think that's what also kind of made me feel like it might have been fake, because they weren't getting on the phone with me and stuff like that. So I was just on a goose chase trying to find this specific cat. So then I finally forgot about it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just so annoying. The one I did find that was real was in South Carolina, where I'm originally from. And I'm now in South Dakota. So I was just like, this is a drag. Like, oh my god, like, the one time I need something in South Carolina, I'm actually not there. And so they were like, yeah, we're selling them for $1,400. You know, we're in Charlotte, and Charlotte is literally right next to where my mom lives. So I was like, oh my god, I was thinking of just getting the cat and just having her hold it, and I would just go and get her or him. Something just told me, like, let me just look it up again. So I looked up ragdolls near me, and then a place came up really close to where I lived. Sorry guys, my husband's staring at me, making it very awkward for me to record this video. I ended up finding a place right down the road, pretty much, like, not right down the road, but like an hour away. And every other place, like I said, was in another state or 4 or 5 hour drive, which I was not trying to make that 4 or 5 hour drive. Even though it would have been worth it, I just was like, my husband was just like, I don't really want to drive 4 or 5 hours. So this lady specifically was only 1 hour away from me, and I was like, that is perfect. I don't know if she didn't come up the first time, so I don't know if she was new here or it just wasn't showing up. But anyway, she came up. I clicked on her like site. It was so professional. It showed the ragdolls, it showed the prices, it showed everything. It explained what the ragdoll comes with when you get the ragdoll. It was just really professional. It didn't seem fake. I was like, thank god, it doesn't sound like a scam so far. I text her. I was like, hey, I'm interested in a ragdoll. If you get this message, text me, call me, you know, ASAP, you know, because I'm really ready to get a ragdoll. My husband was like, we have the money today. Like, we can literally, if we find one, we can literally set up something and get the ragdoll today if they're available. I'm ready to go today. I was so happy. I was like, yes, I want this ragdoll. And so She called me right back. This is the first time I ever got on the phone with any of the breeders, like I said, because the rest of them were like scams and they didn't want to get on the phone with me. I would try to call, they would give me a number, and then it would just ring, 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 and nobody would answer the phone. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, I know they have to be fake because they're not getting on the phone with me. And so she did call me back. She did explain. She's like, I noticed that the number I called you on is a South Carolina number. Are you in South Carolina? And I was like, no, that's just, I just have a number from South Carolina because I'm originally from South Carolina. And she was like, okay, I didn't want to break your heart to tell you that we do not ship out our cats. And that's another thing the like other fake people were saying, like, we'll put them on the plane, you go to the you go to the airport, pick up the cat. It didn't seem realistic. You're sitting the cat on the plane by yourself. This is $1,000 cat, like, so to me, I'm like, maybe this is what they do with these type of cats. I don't know, you know what I mean? And I searched it and they were like, they can do that, because I did watch a YouTuber. She did go get her cat from China and they did put the cat on the plane. So to me, I was like, that's not too far-fetched. Maybe that's, you know, maybe it's not too good to be true. She showed us the cats. I was like, I want to see like updated pictures, because on her like page she had pictures, but they were only one picture, and I wanted multiple pictures to see like what one I wanted, because like I said, I was not familiar with the breed, and they come in all different colors, you know, patterns and everything. So they weren't just the pattern that I seen the first picture of. They come different, all white. They have a lilac, they have a chocolate, they have a mink, they have one that have like some of them explaining different ones. You can Google it because I'm not like gonna go into detail. I wanted one that was like brown and white, because that's kind of like what the picture looked like, and I kind of thought they were just so cute having the brown on them with the white fur. And then they have long hair, they're long hair cats, and I knew I wanted that specific type of cat, like one with brown on them. She ended up sending us pictures, and I was like, okay, which one is like ready now? Like, I know I want one soon. She didn't have any that was ready right now. She was saying that the soonest we can get the cat was on November 12th. And this was like October, like the end of October, almost middle of October. Later on down the line, the closer it got to the cat being ready to come home, she ended up changing her prices and bringing them down so that all of the cats were the same price. And so she was like, I wanted to give you the first pick because you were the first one to call me and say that you wanted a ragdoll from my store. So she was like, you had the first pick. Did you want to change your ragdoll for another type of ragdoll? And so I was like, yes, like, show me, you know, my choices. Yeah, I would definitely like to see my choices and change it up if I can. And not to say that the first one we got wasn't like what I wanted, but I just wanted to see my options, because like, you know, like I said, I pretty much had the brown and the white in mind. And so she sent me the ones that I could have gotten, and I was sold on the one she sent me, which is the one we have today. Watching videos, people are talking about how these cats are just like babies, like their behavior is amazing, and they love to follow their owners around the house. They're literally special. Like, you have to literally put your attention into them, because they're not like other cats. They're not aggressive. They cannot live outside. I knew I wanted a cat that was in the house, that wasn't gonna like try to escape outside and just want to live outside in the wilderness, because that's all the kittens I've ever had try to do that, or like end up being outside cats and having fleas and all those other things that can also kill them and make them sick. So no, knowing that they're gonna be just in the house with us is a less chance of it being sick or the cat getting like any type of diseases or anything like that. So I was sold on the cat she showed me. She said it was a female chocolate, a bicolor. I was obsessed. I Googled how they could look when they grow up, because when they're babies, they don't have their colors yet. They get their color, their full color, when they're about, I think she said a year old. That's when you'll like know that this is the color that they are and they're not going to change. So I was like, okay, let me see how this cat looks when it grows up. So I was just sold on the Google pictures. I was like, yes, that is so gorgeous. And I'm gonna post some pictures, put them on the screen somewhere of what I see. I was gonna pick him up or her up on the 12th, but my sister actually ended up getting married that day, so we could not pick them up on the 12th because we were literally gonna be in South Carolina for my sister's wedding. So we were like, can we pick them up right when we get back? Like, she was like, yeah, they would be ready anytime after the 12th of November. And I was like, perfect. So my plan was to get on the plane, go to my sister's wedding, be there for 4 days, come back the second we step into South Dakota, to get in the car and drive all the way to get my baby. We get there, we meet her at a store, and she shows us the paperwork of the father and the mother being full breed ragdolls, because that's an issue sometimes too. People sell ragdolls to people and they say that they're ragdolls, but they're actually other type of cats that just look like ragdolls, and they sell them for ragdolls, but they're not actually ragdolls. So she showed us that she was actually an 100% breed ragdoll. Her mother and her father were ragdolls, and they were also certified inside of South Dakota. And so I was like, okay, that's awesome. She showed us that she got her shots. She showed us that she was born on August 10th, and that's her birthday. So she had a picture of her getting her shots, and a picture, a receipt of her getting her shots, where she took her and everything, so that when we go and have to give her more shots, or just if she needs like a checkup at a vet, we'd be able to show them that she already has all her vaccinations she needs and everything like that. And so she gave us that piece of paper and all those paperworks of what we needed. And she's sending more things in the mail for us to have for her in the long run. We also have a 2-year health warranty on her. Basically, like, if she gets sick in the span of 2 years, we will get full refund of our money back, because she is supposed to be 100% healthy. So I thought that was pretty nice too, and really professional, because she didn't have to add that, and she didn't have to offer that in her sales. So we talked to her, and she's like showing us all the paperwork, and I'm just ready to see my baby. So she takes us to the car. She's like, okay, here she is. So she opens the door, and I'm just in love. It's like love at first sight, even though I really fell in love with her when I seen the picture. Oh my gosh, I was just like, she's so gorgeous. So in the picture, she actually looked bigger. I thought she was gonna be a bigger cat, and I didn't actually want her to be bigger. I kind of wanted her to be smaller, but I was like, it's okay, it is what it is, whatever. But in the picture, I think she just looks bigger in pictures, because when I actually seen her, she was actually small. I will be putting videos that I took in these videos, spam somewhere, when I'm talking about where we're at, like as far as opening the door and getting to see her and everything like that. I will be putting those videos in there. I took a little bit of videos. They were just everywhere, because like I said, we're just in a rush going to get her, coming straight off the plane, straight off the road. So I bought the carrier off of Chewy. You'll see it in the video. So if you guys ask where I got it from Chewy. And I think that's everything. So I'm gonna start off by wrapping out this video with, or end off wrapping this video up with, her name. So she's a female, like I said, a female chocolate bicolor ragdoll, and her name is Nola. We named her Nola. Well, my husband actually picked the name, but I thought it was just so cute, like for a female fluffy cat. Like, she's just so gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh, like ragdolls in general, if you Google them, they're really, really pretty cats. But specifically, I'm biased because I think my daughter is gorgeous. And yes, I'm a fur mom, so I consider her to be my daughter. Like, she's my fur baby, just the best cat in the world. She's just so sweet. She loves to cuddle. We've only had her for 2 days, so she does still need to get adapt to the home and everything. But right now, she kind of comes out, and then she goes back in of hiding, and she like moves all around, but she knows where her food is. She's ate today. She went and used the bathroom, so she's really adapting really well in her home, and I'm just so happy. So now the last thing I'm gonna do is go show her, but I'm gonna try to find her because she's hiding, so I'm gonna have to find her. just to show you guys real quick what she looks like on camera, even though you will see throughout the video how she looked when we picked her up, but it was at nighttime, so it was pretty dark, so you didn't really get too many a good look at her. Okay, so we found her after like a long time. She can hide really good. Look, say hi. She looks kind of tired, but yeah, this is how she looks. She's very fluffy. I don't know where her tail is at. So she has brown at the bottom of her tail, and it's gonna get darker as she grows up. And then she's a very energetic cat, as you guys can tell. And then she has brown in her ears, and her eyes are brown and blue. But right now her pupils are really small, so it actually looks just all blue. It's crazy, like, because at night her pupils get bigger, and so they look brown and blue, but right now they just look all blue. But yeah, she's going to have an Instagram, so if you guys want to follow her, I didn't make it yet. My husband just knocked my camera over. Sorry guys. But yeah, she's gonna have an Instagram. It's probably gonna be Nola something, if it's not already taken, because that's a really typical name, I think, for a cat. I've heard that before, but maybe not. But once I make the video, her page, I'll put it in the description box as well. But yeah, she's just the sweetest thing. Watch her grow. I'll probably do more videos with her in the future. I'm not on YouTube as much. I just don't have time to like consistently upload, but I will make time for her. If you guys want to see her more, just comment down below what you guys think. If my comments aren't turned off, because I feel like they were last video, they just turned off. I don't know, I think YouTube just turned off everyone's comments at one point. Like this video, subscribe, share it with anyone who loves cats, loves animals, might want a ragdoll in the future. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.